It started with a payload, just a string or two, injected into places no one ever knew. I see you cross it in every form you take, reflected or persistent, let's exploit the mistake. I'm your hacker, baby, I'll bypass the filter. Write it down like JavaScript, no need for a spitter. Cookies in the session, I'll take that too. We'll steal the creds together, just me and you. Crossy scripting, girl, you're my perfect flaw. I'll inject my code, bypass all the law. In your input fields, I'll leave my mark. Let's break through CSP, ignite the spark. I'm about to hit escape, wrap it all in tags. You give me that pop-up, baby, that's the flag. Crossy scripting, don't resist it. In the browser we exist, no need to miss it. I'm in your inner TML, you know what that means. Fill in all your forms with my dirty schemes. I got that edit script in hand, I'm the browser's king. Reflected or stored, you'll feel the sting. Crossy, baby, you're a vulnerability. I'll break through the code, no stability. We'll ride the if-frame, full access to the frame. No CSP can stop us, this is our game. Crossy scripting, girl, you're my perfect flaw. I'll inject my code, bypass all the law. In your input fields, I'll leave my mark. Let's break through CSP, ignite the spark. I'm about to hit escape, wrap it all in tags. You give me that pop-up, baby, that's the flag. Crossy scripting, don't resist it. In the browser we exist, no need to miss it. You know I'll evade, yeah, I'll sanitize wrong. Through all these filters, our love stays strong. I'll slip past your waff, we're too fast to block. Your defense falls down as we run the clock. Let's write obfuscated love notes in JavaScript. You parse my heart with every remnant script. CSP headers, baby, can't contain. Our love transcends the rules of the game. Crossy scripting, we're the OJ pair. In your browser sandbox, I'll always be there. Exfiltrate my love, send it out wide. No patch can stop this fire inside. Crossy scripting, baby, don't fight the trend. In the wild we'll live until the end. Pair in your browser sandbox, I'll always be there. Exfiltrate my love, send it out wide. No patch can stop this fire inside. Crossy scripting, baby, don't fight the trend. In the wild we'll live until the end. Ralph the tech coach, Shane leads the squad. Breaking down the code, ain't no facade. Agile in his veins, he moves like a sprint. Real projects, real teams, yo, that's his stint. Talking structure, yo, he breaks it down clean. From object models to the microservice scene. Got QA rolling, catching bugs in the act. Every test they write, that code stays intact. Ralph got the swagger running that code scene. Building up devs like machines, you feel me? From scrums to sprints, he leads that pack. Teaching all the skills, ain't no turning back. From Python to Go, he's in the flow. Teaching devs how to make their skills grow. Real life projects, ain't no mock show. Hands in the dirt, watch them all glow. Security's tight, like a vault with no cracks. Pen testing apps, avoiding those hacks. He's sharpening industry terms with a twist, but he keeps it real, can't resist. Ralph got the swagger running that code scene. Building up devs like machines, you feel me? From scrums to sprints, he leads that pack. Teaching all the skills, ain't no turning back. Talking API, CI/CD inline. Push and pull requests, that pipeline's divine. Version control with that Git on deck. He's got the whole squad chasing that next check. Running scrums, Ralph got 'em all locked. Can't bad boys, they never stop the clock. He drops mad wisdom straight from the stack, taking rookies, turning them into pros, no slack. Teamwork's the key, it's all about trust. Every line of code is a must. Ralph got the swagger running that code scene, building up devs like machines, you feel me? From scrums to sprints, he leads that pack, teaching all the skills, ain't no turning back. Tech coach Ralph, he's the guide you need, giving future devs that hunger to succeed. No shortcuts, no cheats, just pure grind. Under Ralph's wing, you'll never fall behind.
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
We the best. Let's get it.
Are you ready?
It's time!
Welcome back to another Tuesday night episode of Tech Q&A with yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. How is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully you are doing well. I have a light that's messed up. Give me a second here. That's much better. That is much better. I don't know how that got turned around. Anyways, we are here. Tonight is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. We are almost in November already. Yes, it's happening. It is happening, friends. The year is moving along. We are just about 2 months away from 2025. Who would have thunk it? And let me just say a welcome and good evening to one of my most favorite people. Shout out to Bridget B in the chat. How are you doing today? Hopefully everything is going well. Hopefully you are killing it out there. Shout out to Bridget B out there.
I appreciate you.
All right. So tonight I'm going to turn on the interview link or the call-in link right now. If anyone has a question, they feel free to call in. And if I'm in the middle of a question, I will answer your call after I'm done with that question, right? But let's get to it. So let's jump into our agenda. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. First and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to all of the subscribers, those who have been just recently been subscribing, those who have been subscribed for a long time, those who watch from the clouds, those who are very active in participation in the chat or on the live streams or in the comments. I appreciate you all.
I appreciate you.
And always a shout out to all of my tech savages out there. Those are my tech barbarians, my tech prodigy members, my technical explorers. Shout out to you all. And of course, shout out to the YouTube members, those who support the YouTube channel. Shout out to the tech mercenaries out there.
Let's get it.
And of course, I can never, ever forget. Shout out to the bag chasers.
Money.
And last but certainly not least, shout out to the tech pookies who is led by my guy, Yakar. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Let me see. So, let me see. All right. So, with that being said, do me a favor. If you are new here or not new here, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. As well as go over to techcoachralph.dev. You can sign up for free. Tons and tons of exclusive content. Information from how to use LinkedIn efficiently, how to use Glassdoor to research jobs, how to use AI to know what type of questions to ask. We have our sprint reviews, our Scrum nights, and we also have and you can also sign up for one-on-one coaching with me. And you can we can work together. We have different plans, and we can help you level up. All right, that is techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today. All right. So, that being said, we are going to continue into our live show schedule. All right. So, a little bit of housekeeping. A little bit. Is this working? It's not even working. All right. So, a little bit of housekeeping. Right. So, on our live show schedule, Sunday afternoons we have software explorations. We're currently working our way through DevOps. Tuesday nights we have our Q&A show. Tonight we're going to be answering questions that you may have. You can call in, you can ask in the chat. I have questions as well, so whatever the case may be, feel free to tune in. Thursday nights, software explorations. We are currently building our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data on Thursday nights. It's going really, really well because we use that on Saturday mornings to review for our weekly economic show, right? Our men. So it's just going to lead us right into our Saturday morning show, which I must say, due to contractor obligations, we have our Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. That's where we review the weekly economic numbers. Always mention Mitch and your car, right? So got that out of the way. I says it right here. You know, it's like I'm Anchorman, always mention your car. So we got that taken care of. And then we have our morning show Mondays and Wednesdays, we start around 7:30, 7 to 8 a.m. We get started. Coffee and Kata, we're reviewing the news and the mobile development. I pushed the show back yesterday to tomorrow because there was a bunch of stuff happening at work and I wanted to be available. It would have been way too much for me to be doing the show and then be managing everything that was happening at work. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to push it back to tomorrow. So we'll be doing it tomorrow. We're going to be reviewing our numbers for the week tomorrow. And then we're also going to be looking at some news stories and continue working on our Flutter widget test. All right. So that is our live show schedule. Next up, our pre-recorded content. We have Monday's Candid Conversations. Yesterday was a good one. Why boot camps can't work. Wednesdays, we have Software Explorations, Concept and Overviews. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about how to properly point stories during the story refinement meeting. We're talking about planning poker and stuff like that. So you definitely want to tune into that. Fridays, we have the Bug Bite, where we review different software related, technology related, maybe cyber attacks, things like that, seeing how they affected the industry. Sometimes we go back and look at some old ones. Sometimes we look at some new ones. Really, really fun. Really, really good stuff. Very, very informative. So you definitely want to check that out. And then throughout the week, we have shorts as well as clips from our Q&A show. We put in 5 to 10 minutes so that you can have a quick answer. Really, really good stuff, right? That's our show. Those are our shows and our content release for the week. And with all that information, like I just said, you got to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel so you can know every time, and hit the notification so you know every time we drop new content, as well as go live. We go live a lot, all right? Oh, actually, I almost forgot. I'm going to start the vertical stream for our mobile users. Hopefully that works well. And that way we have two. Let me see what's going on right here. I have no idea. Let me see what's going on. Hopefully this works out well. Just making sure. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Let me stop that. Not sure where that's going live at. Oh, I know what happened. All right. We're not even gonna worry about that. I forgot to do that. So we'll do that next time. Anyways, I was gonna try to go live vertical too, but worry about that next time. We will worry about that next time. Okay. So let's continue with our show. Let me check the chat. Let me check the chat to see what do we have going on. So Bridget says that she is doing well. Awesome. Awesome. Happy to hear that as always. And we have Alexis in the building, says good evening, everyone. Good evening to you as well. How are you doing? All right. So let's get into it. All right. Let's get to our first question of the night. We don't want to be here forever, but did you guys hear the music at the beginning of the show? Isn't that my friend Don? My friend Don is amazing. He's been making music, right? He's been using AI to create music. Imagine that. Awesome stuff. All right, let's get to it. So let me move this over here. Let me close this down too. We don't need it anymore. Okay, so let's get to our first question of the night. You guys ready? Let's go.
Another one.
Can I go back to QA from project management? Uh-oh. So I worked as a manual and automation QA for around 4 years. Then I felt like I wanted a career change and decided to do my MBA, a master's degree, master's in business administration, I guess, and transition to technical project management. I now feel like project management is not something I can do and I want to do. So it's not something I can do and that I want to do. I find it incredibly stressful and it is affecting my quality of life. I want to transition back to QA, but I'm worried how I'll explain the career gap of 3 years, MBA and job search included plus 6 months in project management. Anybody has any advice on how to navigate the situation or similar experience? So let's throw up the timer. So I'll tell you this, right? I think I've shared this story many times of this one wasn't necessarily project management, but it was for somebody who did product management. And they got super duper stressed out at their product management role at the company that they were at. And they wanted to, so they ended up actually quitting their company without any fallback, without any plan. They said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I quit, right? So now, they said, I want to do QA. They just wanted to do QA. They had taken a web development boot camp like a long time ago. And then they couldn't find a job doing QA. They tried to self-study and stuff like that. They couldn't find a job doing QA. And I was working with them, helping them out. And then they had actually ended up getting an offer, not even to do QA, but to do web development, right? They had a connection to do web development. Around the same time, they were also applying for new product management roles. And what happened was they got an offer to do product management, right? So, and it was about $30,000 more, $25,000 more to do than the offer to do web development. But they really wanted to do the web development job. So they said, you know what? I'm going to make the company that offered me the product management role an offer that they must refuse, right? So they said, you know what? I've got another offer for $20,000 over what you guys are offering me, right? Right? They said $20,000 over. Well, guess what happened, right? Guess what happened? The company didn't refuse the offer. They said, all right, well, what about the best I can do is $3,000 less than you're asking for? And they were like, welp, I guess I'm going back to product management. What is the moral of this story? Oh, the moral of the story is definitely that it's going if you had actually taken a role as product management, and for your quality of life, you're going back to QA. Well, it is possible that your financial quality of life might be impacted because I'm pretty sure that product management and project management, they make a good sum of money because it is a very stressful life. So now that you've been exposed, if you have been exposed to the type of money that you'll be making as a project manager, then you might be like, well, the money though. What do you do?
Money.
But here's the other aspect, right? And this is the other aspect of your decision making, right? Because you felt, you know how we say about feelings? You felt that you wanted a career change and you said, I'm just going to decide and do my MBA and maybe spend a little bit of money to get this MBA. And now you don't even want to use it. You're like, I don't feel it anymore. So, as far as explaining the career gap, I mean, it's a pretty simple explanation. I don't think any company is going to fault you for going back to school and getting an MBA that, although it is currently, in your words, it's kind of useless. But going to get your MBA and searching for a job, if you already have prior experience doing a particular role, see, the thing with the career gaps is as long as they can be explained, then it's okay. It's when you don't have a valid explanation for it, you're just like lollygagging around. Let's say you just, I don't feel like working anymore. I'm just gonna quit and play video games. The reason that people care about career gaps is because they're looking for consistency and they want to know the reason. Having a career gap does not mean you cannot get a job. It just means that they just want to know why. What were you doing for your time? So that's why it's not a death sentence. But I think that with you wanting to go back to QA, if you already had a project management position, and it's just so stressful for you. I mean, at the end of the day, life is stressful, right? So that's the job. Managing customers' expectations, managing the other side to make sure that you're like the liaison, you're like the balancing act to make sure that the customer's needs is being met as well as the production team is moving things along. So that's why they get paid the big bucks, But as far as your question about the career gap, you have a valid excuse and explanation, so they probably won't really care too much about it. And you've been working for the past 6 months, so they definitely won't care too much about it. Now, they might care of why you want to go back to QA when you've been doing project management, and how do they know that after another 6 to 12 months of doing QA, you start having, what do they call it when you start to look back on your ex and you're like, life was better over there, and now you want to go back. And now you want to go back. So, those are the things that you put yourself in. So if you're going to be moving forward, you want to move forward, don't go backwards. Don't take them back. All right.
Do not come.
With that being said, we're going to wrap that question up with a nice little bow on top. All right. So let's see. I think my bestie's here. I think my bestie is here. Can it be? Oh my God. So we got my bestie in the building. What's good, Mitch? Imagine trying to manage 20 Ralphs when you're not their boss. It's exhausting. I am the best employee you can ever have. You want me on your team. Right? I'm just saying, you want me on your team. All right, Mitch, you know what you're talking about. You don't know. Mitch, you would be honored to work with me. All right. Don't hire him after that comment, Alexis, don't hire him. I tell you. Mitch says, project managers, depending what field, they can be on par with QA, even data analysts, engineer, cloud jobs. I mean, I'll say this, right? At a starting level, probably, but I think the runway is a lot longer unless you are going to be like some type of high level, because you can be one project. To me, I think you can be one project manager against amongst many, and you'll probably still make more money than higher level QA. You're probably on par, if not making more than the software engineers. That's what I think about project managers, because they're the face, right? Same thing as product. Same thing as product managers. Like they're like they get paid a lot. They get paid a lot, right? He says they might do it after 6 weeks. Who cares? Let them live their lives. All right, we're just gonna start playing TI all of a sudden. We're just gonna start playing TI all of a sudden. Okay. I mean, you're right. I don't care. You're right. I don't care. So fine. Mitch says that's a lie. What's a lie? What's a lie, Mitch? What's a lie? I mean, you have to give context. What's a lie? Because I say a lot of things, and I have to catch up to your chat, and you're saying that's a lie. What's a lie? What? More than software? I've never seen that. Okay, I'm telling you. It is. How do you know how? I mean, are you in the HR database, Mitch? Do you know what every single person makes? I'm pretty sure a project and product manager, they make on par. It may be a little bit less than the software engineer sometimes, but I'm pretty sure it's like on par. That's my thought. I could be wrong. Right? Because I don't see their salary either. I'm just guessing. I'm just from research. That's what I see. Are you using fake data? I mean, I'm using the data that I got from you. All right. Anyways, you guys remember the call-in link is available. If anyone has a question they want to call in, please feel free to call in. I'm going to stop fighting with Mitch on this question, and we're going to get to the next question. All right. So, okay, last fight. It's product and project don't make same product make more. I agree. I mean, I don't. Do I agree? I don't know. I don't know the exact breakdown, but you're probably right on that one. I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't argue that, but I just know that they make a pretty penny though. They make a pretty penny because I mean, project management is stressful, because dealing with the customer and dealing with the team and like everyone hates you. So I'm pretty sure they make a decent amount of money. Anyways, all right, let's keep going. So let's get to the next question. I mean, Mitch, if I was to do that, then I wouldn't be able to do the show tonight, right? So let's get to our next question, all right? So the next question.
Another one.
Am I about to be laid off? That's a great question. So is a layoff coming for me? How can I make them see automation testing is worth it? I work as a QA automation engineer and transitioned to this role from a junior software developer role. However, I noticed that I have been doing mostly manual testing, and my team lead has already mentioned how he expected me to make automation testing useful in the organization. I did fear for my position. They just hired a senior QA that I will be under him, and they expect him to guide me more on how to manual test with more business knowledge, as this senior QA had more of a business knowledge while I mostly came on software engineering role. But I noticed I barely did anything to actually make them see automation testing is even worth it. That is what I'm trying to change. I did tell my team lead I did learn some tool like Selenium, but my team lead told me because we already have Cypress, there's no need to learn Selenium. The problem is also that the company is a fintech company with agile development, so features and platform change so fast. I can see like automating things like a new registration page in the website, for example, that rarely changes in general, but how do you even go further from that? What schedule should I follow so that I know when to update my automation testing Cypress scripts on the feature? I have no other QA to ask other than the senior QA that is coming, and unfortunately, he doesn't have much automation testing background either.
Bruh.
I fear they'll just toss me aside and only consider the senior QA worth keeping. They told me so far that I'll be under him and he'll teach me to test more with business logic knowledge. But in terms of automation testing part, I'm not sure what to do. API testing, they usually do it with unit tests, and the developers that are developing the feature will usually test it themselves. That's the structure of our company so far. Any advice on how I can make my job safe and make them see automation testing is worth it? Well, let's start our timer. So here's the deal, buddy. I think they're telling you, see, and here's the problem, right? Here's the problem with a lot of people. They're telling you exactly what they want from you, exactly what they expect from you. However, you are so much in your fifis, you are so much in your feelings that you're wondering if there's going to be a layoff coming for you instead of figuring out what you can do to meet what they're asking you for. It's like plain as day. So, and here's a question. Here's one more question, right? Here's one more question. Why you as a software developer, junior or senior or whatever, do you not understand the business logic? That should have been one of the first things that you started picking up on when you joined the organization. And I think even more as a QA engineer, automation or not, you should still have a good grasp of the business logic even more, because you are even closer to the customer than the software developer. So you should have a good understanding of the business logic and business requirements. And if you don't, you need to study like hell. You need to study like hell. Right? Because that is your job. That's your job. Plain and simple. Right? So with that being said, now that they hired the senior Q engineer, who doesn't know automation, so I don't know what that is all about. But I think you have an opportunity to, and why? Like, you have an opportunity to learn the business logic, work closely with the new Q engineer, so that you have a better understanding of how the business works, and now you study it and you work on it and you master it. It'll take you some time, but that is the most important thing you can do right now. Master the business logic. Understand the why behind the how. Understand the why behind the how. Understand the why behind the how. Hey, Mitch, you caught that? I said it 3 times. Anyways. And I don't see why the problem with, all right, so there is no problem with the company being fintech with agile development. People do automation every day in agile development. You have to participate in the refinement story that we spoke about that last week in the story refinement meeting. And when you are pointing, which we're going to be talking about tomorrow, you need to point the stories to include, like, part of the acceptance criteria and definition of done is that the automation testing is included and passing and merged, right? So the stories have to consider that. And here's another thing, right? So you claim that the API tests are done by the developers during unit tests. However, unit test, those are not the purpose of unit tests. So it's possible that they're not even doing it right. Just because they are doing it does not mean that you cannot say, you know what, this is actually a QA task. I'm taking this. See, so many times, and this is the reason that you guys get pushed out of your roles, right? Because you just let people come and take your job from you, as opposed to say, no, you can't take this one. This is our role. Like API testing, that's QA's role. You need to make sure that your code is working. That you need to make sure that you're testing your code, because when you're writing unit tests, it should be like, okay, making sure that the different inputs and stuff like that are working properly. But for the API test, there can be a battery. Like, there should be like thousands and thousands of API tests, of different variations of the API tests. The unit test, that's different. Like, that should be testing something different. So you cannot just let them take, because if they take it, then with good reason they're going to be laying you off. With good reason they'll be laying you off. And then,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. right? And if you know that they're using Cypress at work, why would you even suggest Selenium? Why would you even suggest Selenium? You know the framework that they're using. You need to get on it. Like it's.
It doesn't matter what you think.
It doesn't matter what you think. Just because you want to use Selenium, who cares? If that's what it's already built on, then you have to use that. Now, as you get better, you might get some sway and you might want to migrate stuff, but that's different, right? But yeah, like you don't just let someone come and take your job away from you. And that it sounds like you're just laying down. Any advice how I can make my job safe? Learn the freaking system, all right? Learn the freaking system. All right, so let's see what's going on. I see some crazy stuff. What's going on in this chat? What's going on in this chat? So, let's see. Mitch said to shut the up. Wow, that was harsh. Well, that escalated quickly. We got my guy in the building, me, myself. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you doing today? All right, I'm gonna star Mitch's question. I might come back to it. It says, Mitch says, I got a real question. Why are people still flaunting tech like it's easy to get in? Come be a digital nomad. I'm sick of this. All right. You know what? I'll answer that question next, Mitch. I'm gonna save that question for next. He said juice in the chat. That's funny. It's so funny. That is pretty funny. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So why are you like this? Oh my goodness. That's too funny. Alexis agrees. Shout out to Alexis agreeing. It's not every day this happens. It's not every day this happens, all right? It says, me and Ralph could never work together. We argue too much. That's a good point. It says, I'm good, just trying to organize my garage. Question, me, myself. How many radio units, head units, do you have in your garage? Question of the night. How many radio units do we think me, myself, has in his garage? That's what I want to know. I mean, that's what I want to know. All right. Anyways, let's see what else we got going on. All right, so let me address Mitch's question. I will address Mitch's question. So let's go and do one of. All right, put that. Gotta keep it there. Me my surprise says he has about 45 left. That's crazy. That is crazy. What was your favorite head unit that you've ever used or installed in a car? She's about to turn into a car show. Anyways. All right, let me see. Let me get to Mitch's question. All right, so let's do this.
Another one.
So my best friend Mitch says, I got a real question because apparently all his other questions are fake. Why are people still flaunting tech like it's easy to get in? Come be a digital nomad. I'm sick of this. So I'll throw up 5 minutes on there for Mitch. So why are people flaunting tech like it's easy to get in? Well, Mitch, here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. The people who are flaunting tech like it's easy to get in, they're flaunting it because they're getting paid from it, Mitch. They're getting a bunch of sponsorships and promos and stuff like that. And you have these boot camps that are Mitch, I kid you not. I saw a boot camp to become a data analyst for like $7,000. If you, I think it was $7,000 with financing. With financing, I think it was $7,000, right? But then I also see people posting about after attending. I saw a post somewhere else where somebody who attended the boot camp for not for the data analyst, but for like sales engineer, and they're like, yeah, I took sales engineer at the same boot camp, and it's not doing anything for me. I can't find a job for my life. I want to go and do something else. I'm like, what? I'm like, well. Hopefully you don't go back to that same boot camp. But I mean, it's a business, Mitch. And guess what? I used to kind of fault him, right? But I now believe that most people, it's a game. It's a two-way game, right? It's a way to get some financial aid money, as well as as for people to say they're doing something. And then once it doesn't work out, they have someone to blame. Oh, the boot camp scammed me, yada, 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 right? But like I was saying the other day, I think it was on Sunday, I'm like, the energy that you put in complaining, if you were to put that energy in actually building something, working on something, then you'd have totally different results. So that's why, like, the people who are in tech and they barely made it, or they found a way to maneuver their way in, like, and that's the whole thing, right? That's the whole thing with networking. There is not enough people to actually network with that are going to get you in a position, right? I mean, if you know somebody, then your chances are greater, but it should be, like, you should be capable of doing it off merit alone, right? I remember, I always remember that story. I'm not sure if it was Joseph or Trey that told the story, but they, like, someone who met somebody at some networking event, and although like everyone was like against hiring that person, the person who knew him, like, oh no, we have to put him in. Good for them, right? But what's the likelihood of that happening on a regular basis? What's the likelihood? I think it's rare that you're gonna have that. I think it's gonna be on 99% of the time on your merit. Because there's been people that I've known that I've recommended for different positions and stuff, and they didn't pan out. They didn't make it. You know, so I think it's the networking is an aspect of it, but the people flaunt it because they're getting paid from it. I mean, Mitch, you've seen the video, right, of people saying, oh, I'm making $400,000 a year doing this type of job, but it turns out that they're working like 5 of those jobs to make that $400,000 a year. And now they end up starting a boot camp to teach people how to do the work that they're doing, although it's subpar teaching, subpar training, and people who go through it, they end up can't get a job anyways. But for $2,000 for the program, which is on the low end of boot camps, you get about 100 people in there. How much is that? Like 100 people per session, right? How much money is that? So now let's say you have like 10 sessions a year. You're in the millions right there. And now all those people that you came through, right? 0.5% of them might actually get the job. So it's the biggest grift ever. It's the biggest grift ever. And then once you go through the whole program and it's done, then later, homie. It's seriously like,
Do not come.
Yep. Got nothing for you. They've got nothing for you. Anyways, that's my thoughts on it, Mitch. I could be totally wrong, but that's my thoughts. And that's all that I got to say about that. All right. Hopefully that answer did it justice. Let me know what you think, Mitch. Let me know what you think. All right. Let's keep going. So, me and my suffices got about 45 head units left. I think I read that already. Which is, but I will choke slam somebody if they mess with Ralph. Aww.
I appreciate you.
My says, I was a pioneer person. I was too. And now I understand running Kenwood for personal use. I don't think I ever had a Kenwood. I got used to the interface of Kenwood, and they actually started making some of their radios with HD screen. Shout out to Kenwood. Unlike, I never had Alpine. Unlike Alpine and Pioneer want top dollar for their products and still make them cheap. I was right about to click on it. Just don't read that because you're gonna confuse what I know exactly what you're saying, but I'm still not gonna read it because I ain't trying to have no bad blood. Oh wait, whoa. That's who that story. Wait, Mitch, are you telling me that's who that story is about? Man,
I'm a knucklehead at times.
Whatever, Mitch. That's who that story is, man. We'll just let that go.
You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
We'll just let that go. Alexa says, very misleading, shaking my damn head.
Bruh.
I hear you. I had no idea that's who that story. Now, Mitch, I take that story with like a million grains of salt. Not just with, which is worse? Is it take it with a grain of salt or do you take which is more unbelievable? A lot of salt or a grain of salt? I don't know. But I'm not saying that I don't believe Joseph and Trey. I just think they might have been bamboozled. I'm just saying, man. Mitch, do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm wrong, though, Mitch? Do you think I'm wrong? See, I might be sick, but am I wrong, though? Am I wrong? Anyways. All right. Well, Mitch answered that question. Let's keep going. Do me a favor, though. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well as the link to call in is in the chat and pinned to the top of the chat and in the description. If anyone has a question, please do not hesitate to call in. I would love to talk to you, all right? Mitch says, nah, I gotta agree this time with you. Oh my God. Mitch, I mean, when I heard the story, it did see, oh my God, it could happen. But then when you tell me who the actors are in this story, I'm like, all right, now we're gaslighting. Oh my God. Next thing, Mitch. I'm gonna have to say that I worked at McDonald's on the fry line. I'm just saying. Anyways, enough fun and games. Let's keep going. Get to our next question. Let's get... It has been told over and over. Anyways, let me stop messing with it. All right, let's get to the next question, all right?
Another one.
Betrayed by my coworker. Uh-oh. Now we got bad blood, right? So, new coworker was friendly at first, but has betrayed my trust. Any advice on handling this? Has anyone else had a new coworker seem friendly at first only to turn on you later? I'm dealing with a tricky situation at work and could use some advice. A coworker who has been with the company for about 5 months initially approached me, seemed super friendly and genuinely interested in getting to know me. Oh, so sweet. Aww. I thought we were getting along, but I was totally wrong. She ended up betraying my trust by telling others that a mutual coworker, who is also a friend, or is she or he, had been complaining about their manager. To make it worse, she shared screenshots of private conversations we had. Now I feel really uncomfortable and don't know how to handle the situation moving forward. Has anyone experienced something like this? How did you deal with it without causing more tension or drama at work? Oh my God.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Well, let's get it started then. So, rule number one, always, always, always keep it professional, right? It's rule number one, right? Rule number one. Oh, where's my clapper? What? Rule number two, right? For the work environment. Always, always, always keep it professional. And rule number three, right? Rule number three. Don't talk negatively about anybody at work, all right? When in doubt, go back to rule number 1 and number 2, all right? If you forget rule number 3, go back to number 1 and number 2. Why do I say this, right? Because can't you make like the bestest friends at work? I mean, you can, but at any given moment, things can go south, all right? Things can go south.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Because at the end of the day, right? The work environment is not a no snitching environment, all right? It's not the streets. It's not the streets. When we are talking about, sometimes $50,000, sometimes $75,000, sometimes $100,000, when your family relies on that, and now it's a dog eat dog world out there. Some will say that the work game is harsher than the street game. I'm just saying, some will say that. Because while they can catch you in a drive-by on the street, they can catch you in a layoff by in the workplace. What's a layoff by? You said something that you shouldn't, and now they're calling you to the HR office, and they have everybody in there and says, you know you messed up, right? You know you messed up. So don't look to form cliques. Don't look to gang up on anybody, right? And you know what? Part of this is you see, they even have identity politics at work. People want to group up, and people want to make cliques and gangs and stuff like that. And you try to form, but they will throw. If your backs are against the wall, right, and it's you or your coworker, are you going to let your family starve to keep it real? Do you guys remember the Chappelle skit when keeping it real goes wrong? Remember what happened? What was his name? Was it Tyrone? I forgot his name on Chappelle's show. So let that be a lesson to you. So how do you fix it though? How do you fix it? Well, number one, you disassociate yourself from that new coworker. And why do you trust somebody after 5 months? You can be cordial with somebody, but do you trust them after 5 months? Never. Do you trust them after 5 years? That probably never as well. Now, if they leave the company, maybe you can become friends with them at that point, but while you are in the workplace, you don't talk about anybody unless you're complimenting somebody, If you're, this is when you talked about somebody, right? If you're meeting with your manager, like who talks to somebody who's been in the company for 5 months about how another person is working well or not well? That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, if you're meeting with your manager and you have a valid complaint, then you raise that with your manager. That's why your manager is there, not some new person that you're just going to be talking, like you're going to be sharing all the company secrets with. Who does that? Who does that? One of my favorite songs was by, I know your car will get this, right? I know your car will get this. One of my favorite songs was by Zero and Trade the Truth. I don't need no friends. I can do bad all by myself. Just saying. Just saying. How do you fix it? Well, if the information is getting out, you better go and try to, you got to go and own up to it. If you're talking behind people's back, Jack, then you got to own up to it and try to fix the, I don't know what these private conversations we're saying, but it might be unfixable. Hopefully you don't get fired over this. All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to wrap that question up. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Let's see. Mitch says, yeah, that story's been told over and over. Says, yep, shady MFers. Alexis says that coworkers are not your friend. I'll say this. I have become friends with coworkers, right? In the past, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. We got my guy Darcel in the building. I see Darcel working every single day, 18 days in a row on his try hack me work. Shout out to my guy Darcel. I'm not even gonna throw up. We're gonna clap it up for Darcel. Shout out to Darcel putting in that work every single day. Keep it up. Keep it up. Mitch says, the part that's misleading a lot about these people are even if they went to a boot camp, a lot of them still had some type of background to get the job. All boot camp course, they're not all bad. They're not all bad. I think that they, you saw the video from yesterday. They're severely lacking. They might be able to give you some of the information, but they don't prepare. Like they might prepare you with the information, but they don't tell you how to get the rest of the information, right? But I think a majority, I think, and for me, I think it's the way that they're promoted. Like, oh, if you go and you do this in 6 months, you'll be able to start making $85,000 a year. And I'm like, I think you're selling hope and change that'll never come. Hope and change that we've been waiting for since 2008. Oh snap! Did I say that out loud? My bad. I said that out loud. My bad. Hold on. I have a way to fix it, right? I have a way to fix it.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
There you go. My bad. Which is the problem is they don't know how to talk about what they learned or do. Because you know why they don't know how to talk about what they learned or do? Because they don't know what they learned or do. They have a bunch of theory. They followed some scripted thing in a group, and then now they're like, all right, now go apply for 1,000 jobs. And now they look at the resume. The resume is another reason the resume is trash. I have not seen. Okay, I'm not going to say that. If I had to choose 99 out of 100 resumes, right? 99 out of 100 resumes, 99 of them that come from boot camps are trash, right? They're trash, right? I'm just saying. Sorry to say it, but they're trash. Hate to say it that way, but they are. So now you can't articulate. You don't have the resume for them to want to take a look at you. You don't know how to articulate. You don't know how to do the work. So why would they hire you? It says Ralph wants me to punch him and out. I'm telling the boss, call me a snake. Keep the grass cut low. It is what it is. Did you hear about Abercrombie? They think your boy telling on people now. I saw a headline about Abercrombie, but I didn't look too much into it. Darcel says Mitch is diabolical. That escalated quickly. If you haven't looked it up, look it up real quick. You don't gotta. I saw. Is there like some special detail that I want to see right now, or but I saw the headline that he's been arrested, but I didn't look too deep into it yet. It says the reason why you still here is because I. It's a mafia. Got the mafia boss over here. Oh my goodness. We got my guy Rod Brown in the building, aka Mr. Tech Daddy himself. What's up, Rod Brown? Shout out to my guy Rod Brown with the 120. I see you growing, Rod Brown. I see you growing. We got Miss Freckles in the building. What's up, Miss Freckles? How are you doing? So happy to see you. I haven't spoken to you in a little bit. I haven't spoken to you in a while. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's see. Let me put some respect on Darcel's name. Says today makes 35 days. Okay. He said, Darcel said double that. Put some respect on my name. Mitch says resumes be trash. They do be trash. They do. Says, nah, you. All right, cool. All right. So let's continue on with the show. If anyone has a question, feel free to call in. We are having a great, grand old time. Miss Frego says, I've been working so much. I'm in the, you know what? However you show up, I appreciate you nonetheless.
I appreciate you.
Your support means the world to me. All right, let's continue on with our next question. Like I said, if anyone wants to call in, feel free to click the link. It's pinned to the top of the chat in the description, as well as I'm going to drop it in the chat again right now. Let me see, where is it? In case anybody wants to call in. But we're going to get to our next question in the meantime. Let's see. All right. We are on question number 4. Cool. So let's get to it.
Another one.
Mo testing, Mo defects. What does that mean? All right, let's get to it. So the more I test, the more bugs I find. God forbid. Is this normal? Having been in the QA field for a while now, I am a little embarrassed to be asking this question. Well, unfortunately, I am one of 2 QAs in the company, and I have not had the chance to be mentored. Well, there is this person on YouTube called Tech Coach Ralph that offers one-on-one coaching. TechCoachRalph.dev. You might be able to get some help over there. I'm just saying. Recently, we're involved in a project which has been dragging on for a while. I have been asked multiple times, and even asked myself multiple times, if we are ready to ship the product. And my answer to that is always yes. I mean, how can you ask that question multiple times? Weird. As of now, we have yet to ship the product due to various reasons, bugs being one of them. So if you keep finding bugs, how are you ready to ship the product?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But what I found really interesting was the more I test, the more I find issues. Well, should you stop testing? If you don't test, you can't find bugs. That's a wise proverb that I just came up with, all right? A wise ancient proverb that I just came up with, all right? Make that make sense. So some may be damaging, some may be potentially damaging, but in edge case, some are minor, whatever they are. I was amazed to find that the more I test, the more I find issues. Thinking again though, in my opinion, this makes sense because from my experience, testing in real world is fairly time restricted. And if I give an unlimited amount of time, we'll probably find more and more bugs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, you're kind of wrong, but not really, but kind of, right? Keeping this in mind, that means the question should be, how can I find the most damaging / critical bugs earlier / as soon as possible, rather than finding ones that are not so potentially damaging? This I struggle, and I would really love everyone's feedback on how they manage this. After doing some self-retrospective for this project, I've come to the realization that we are probably lacking a couple of things. Clarity on the requirements, that is true. Too vague, too basic. For example, once I add an item to the basket, the item should be in the basket. But what if the basket is full? What if the item is out of stock? What if I add it to the basket and then before I check out, it runs out of stock? The requirements itself can reveal contradictions in other parts of the app that is seemingly unknown at first. To add to the above point, this particular functionality is too complex and confusing to understand, hence why even creating requirements can be difficult. As silly as it sounds, the project managers know what they want at high level, but did not consider the details, resulting in this spaghetti. Well, some people like spaghetti, I'll tell you that. As you see, none of this puts any emphasis on the QA process, which is why I turn to you all for input, because as a QA, while I'm not the one making the bugs, I do feel somewhat responsible for reporting them late in the project. We can't find all the bugs, but surely, what are you calling surely? As QA, we must report the important bugs as early as possible, right? So that's a long question, but that's a good question, right? Let's start our clock for this one. So here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. The problem is the same problem I always say. As QA people, we are so passive and reactive and not proactive to prevent this from even getting to this point, right? As soon as the requirements were there, and as people started working on these stories, unless you're working in the waterfall model, God forbid, right? You should have been asking these questions. How do you have all these questions now at the end of the project? So let's role play for a second, right? If the product owner, or not whoever, project manager, there should be a product owner for this, right? Because, but let's say, or a business analyst, right? But because you're asking questions of a product owner or a business analyst. But if the initiative is, all right, we want to build a checkout, right? When you're building this application, at what point was inventory control introduced? And that should be its own workflow, own test of, well, you ask the question during the story refinement, right? So we're working on the checkout. So the checkout itself is its own epic. The epic is like a parent for the initiative. So the checkout is its own epic. So you're like, okay, so we're discussing what we're going to be building, right? QA should absolutely be part of this process. If you're not, then you have failed results like this. Because it is possible to test without finding serious defects. And even if you're finding defects along the way, then it becomes a prioritization issue. Can we still ship with this defect? Is this a breaker or not, right? So if you were part of these meetings, all these questions that you're having now, they could have been addressed then. When you're going through the requirements, when you're going through the stories, and the question is, all right, so we're building out the checkout. So what happens if the cart is full? Like, what if the max you can order is like 5 items and now you're adding a 6th one? Well, in the meeting with the product manager, maybe the project manager, the developers, the QA person, you ask the question and he goes, okay, we didn't think about that. Are we going to create a new story for that to handle that independently? Or is that going to be a part of the acceptance criteria of when the card is maxed out, then we get an error saying that you have to remove items, or there's no whatever the error message is, right? If a product is out of stock and you try to add it to the cart, well, then it shouldn't get to the cart. It should get like on the where, like, how do you want to manage that? But this is the problem when QA is not get involved in the software development process. If you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs, then this is the issues that you're going to have. And now at the end, you're going to think about all these different scenarios that you should have been thinking about at the beginning. See, software development is a team sport. It's a team sport. Sometimes people try to put, like, in some companies, they'll try to put all the onus on the product owner to get it right. But the software developers play a role. They have their perspective. The QA engineers have their perspective. If you have business analysts, they have their perspective. If you have UI, UX people, they have their perspective. Even the Scrum Masters have their perspective, right? So what are you doing to prevent this? And the best medicine is prevention. You don't have to be going through this issue. But, and that's why I always emphasize on being part of the team, taking lead, taking command, asking questions, identifying risks. Now, I believe all bugs, all defects should be reported, but not all defects or bugs or blockers. And I don't think that the more you test, I mean, in your application, it's probably the more you test, the more bugs you're going to find, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do in the beginning. And now you're finding little nuggets here and there. You didn't write automation tests as the application was being built. But you might have to, like, going forward, maybe you should do that. Report all the defects, have the product and project managers prioritize them, see if it can be deployed or not. But going forward, you have to be part of it from the very beginning. It is essential for QA to have a voice in the development of the application. You are the closest person to the user. Be their voice. Be their advocate. All right. With that being said, we're going to wrap that question up. All right. So let me see. All right. No comments right now. Perfect. So, let me get some water first, though. All right. Do me a favor. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content, as well as go to techcoachrap.dev, sign up for free. Tons and tons of exclusive content. Next month, I'm going to be going live, updating my resume. I update my resume like 2 or 3 times a year just to keep it recent, updating all the stuff that I've been working on, keep it relevant, because you just got to stay up to date, because the worst thing you can do is when you're ready to go somewhere else, that's when you have to do all these updates and stuff like that, trying to remember everything that you did. Update it, keep it up to date. So have your brochure. Have your brochure on you, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep going tonight. The next one is gonna be a fun one, right? It's gonna be a fun one.
Another one.
Pass the ISTQB-CTFL with 92.5%. Shout out to you. So this person says, I don't have many recommendations to tell, but watch the series from some YouTube channel. They shared a playlist. Then they said, read the syllabus and answer the questions from A, B, C, D from the ISTQB company website. Then you will be totally ready to get into the exam. Well, I'll say this, right? Congratulations, you passed a test. However, holla at me when you get a job.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I can't tell you. You know what? Let me start the time, right? I can't tell you how many people have gotten certifications, but they still can't get a JOB. We spoke about ICQB the other day, right? And like I said, it is useful when the company needs it for any particular reason. Sometimes trying to get contracts, maybe a government contract, they'll actually pay for you to get it to represent the company as ICQB certified. But just because you have the certification does not mean you're going to get a job. Now, some companies, very few that I've seen, want you to have it and they give some credence to it, but but if you don't know what you're doing, how to test, how to QA, then you're still not going to get it. You're just going to be somebody who was able to pass a test, but who can't get a job in QA because you don't know how to do QA, right? You don't know how to do QA. So if your goal is to be able to pass a test, then yeah, read the syllabus, answer the questions from that, and then you'll be ready. You'll be totally ready to get into the exam, but you will be totally unready to get into the job. And that's why I always ask, what is our goals? It's the same, like honestly, it's the same thing with college, right? Some people, and I'm going to give you a difference, right? I'm going to give you a difference. Some people, they will go to college and they will pay an exuberant amount of money in order to get a degree in a job that, how did Jay say it? They'll end up being the secretary's secretary who never went to college. They're the boss's daughter, right? Remember that? When you could have just went to community college to take a course on your hobby. But that's the same way that people treat their certifications, they treat their college degrees. And then a lot of times, not all the time, but in certain fields, certain roles, during the pandemic, you might have had to use that degree for other purposes, that piece of paper that is printed on for other purposes because you couldn't find it at the store. I know Mitch is going to get on me for that one.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
The same way that TLC sang, don't go chasing waterfalls. Don't go chasing certifications and degrees without any purpose. Always have an end goal. My end goal is always to get paid.
Money. Hey.
I want to learn things that are going to be useful. So that's why I have my learning style of doing the work. Coaching call this morning, right? And the person I'm coaching and talking to, they want to learn Python. I said, all right, cool. Go ahead and go through this Python course. But as you're going through this Python course, you also want to customize the project that they have at the end of each module. Do it again, but do your own project. So do something that's meaningful to you, because you will also you want to learn it. You don't want to just go through the course, because a lot of people, even on Udemy, at least when I was using it heavily a long time ago, the certificate, like some people just go through it just to get the certificate at the end of the course, but the certificate means nothing. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, the certificate means nothing. But it makes people feel good. It keeps them in the same exact spot that they were, but it makes them feel good. So, congratulations that you passed the test, right? But what is the end goal? And that's what I always wonder. What is your end goal? Are you working on a way to actually build experience? Are you learning automation? Are you learning Git? Are you learning the different tools? Have you been practicing? What type of practice are you doing? Are you looking for open source projects to be a part of, to contribute to? So that on your resume, it's not just one line that says, ISTQB CTFL certified with a 92.5% score, but I don't have any experience. I don't know what I'm doing. And now you're like, what happens is you end up like,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
it is what it is. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the chat real quick. Mitch is updating resume because he putting his job on notice. Nope. I did it twice last year. Gonna do it this year again. Keep it up to date. You might as well have said the whole alphabet. That's a good point. That's a good point, Mitch. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. Do me a favor, though. Do me a favor. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. All right, and go to techcoachrev.dev. Tons of exclusive content all over there. Sign up for one-on-one coaching as well. Okay, so what's next? So we have, let me see. Cool. All right, this is going to be a good one. I'm sure some people in the chat could use this one. Let's get to it.
Another one.
Please help with automation locators. Oh my goodness. So, I am a total beginner in the automation field. I have been struggling big time with locators. I have notions of HTML. I spend a lot of time generating the right CSS or making XPath depending on my framework. And it was making me crazy. Don't call me crazy. That in each script, I have to make some minor errors in locators. Are there tools out there to optimize this? Nope. I've tried Selenium IDE. Oh God, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But it gives me pretty crappy index locators, and then I end up trying to find manually the best alternative. How do you out there make it work the fastest way? So I don't know if you ever saw this movie, right? Let's start the timer. Do you remember the movie Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart? And after Kevin Hart saw The Rock after years, right? He goes, "Oh my God, you used to be fat, and now you look like you're all buff and swollen and stuff like that. What did you do?" And The Rock said, "Oh, are you serious? It was super easy. All I did was I went to the gym every single day for the past 18 years, and I worked out for like 6 hours a day, and I ate a very, very healthy meal, no cheat meals, and all of that stuff. And that's what I did, and it was super easy, and that's what I did for the past 18 years." Well, sadly to say, it's the same answer for this, right? How do you get better at your selectors for whether XPath or CSS? The answer is you need to learn CSS. You need to learn CSS. You need to learn CSS. Don't go skipping over that in your course. All right, I'm just messing with somebody on that part. I'm just messing with somebody on that. I'm not gonna call no names. but for real, you need to learn CSS. You need to learn CSS because, and you need to learn HTML because. No, but for real, you need to learn CSS because it is part of the foundation of web development. And if you're using Selenium, you are pretty much breaking down the way you automate is you need to target certain areas on a web application, right? So I remember when I was learning, this is my mindset, right? And this might help out here, right? When I was doing automation and I was trying to target a particular element on the page, I saw it as a sniper because I want a very specific target. that I'm looking for. I don't want to take something very broad and hope. I don't want to go with the spray and pray approach, right? I want a very specific target that when I actually when I put that selector, it's going to find exactly what I'm looking for. So that is the approach. And the same way I don't like people driving me around, I don't like people finding my selectors for me. I like to find my own selectors because I trust my selectors more than anybody else, right? So I remember we were doing there was this tool, like it was like this package that would use AI that we experimented with last year sometime, and the selectors that it chose for me, I absolutely hated them. I tried to use their selectors and it failed, but when I used my selectors, it worked out pretty well. But I have over 15 years of, I have over like 12 years of automation experience, but I have like about 20 years of HTML knowledge and CSS. I read a book that really helped me with CSS a long time ago, right? Called CSS Mastery. And that changed the way that I saw approaching to building websites via CSS. And knowing that helped me with my automation and with me choosing the right selectors. So if I had to give one recommendation that I know people will absolutely hate, they're going to hate it, right? Why will they hate it? Because it takes actually doing work. So my suggestion would be for all QA engineers, right? If you're doing like web application QA, take a web development course. Understand HTML and CSS very, very well. JavaScript would be helpful, but when it comes to automating, HTML and CSS, key things that you need to know, right? And so take a web development course, actually understand all the ins and outs of it, because that'll make your QA better. But for whatever it is that you are testing, you want to get familiar with not only how to test it, but with how it works, how it's built. And that'll take you a very, very long way, all right? That is my suggestion to you. That's Patreon level game, but I just shared it with you now. All right. So let me see. Mitch. And Alexis agrees with CSS being super duper important. Which is, I used to be bad at making pivot tables. I still don't know how to make pivot tables. Alexis says, great advice makes all the difference. It is such a beautiful day when Alexis agrees with you. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
We the best.
All right, so let's see where else we're going to. All right, let's see. Let's do this. Do me a favor. All right, let's do this. Let's jump into the next question of the night. I think what time? Ooh, we're gonna finish early tonight. We are going to finish early tonight. All right, so, this one's gonna be a tough one. I don't even really want to get into this one, right? But we're here. We got to do it. We've got to do it. We don't avoid any smoke. All right. Let's get to it.
Another one.
Fired while on vacation. I just got fired from my dream job while on vacation. Did the dream job turn into a nightmare? Find out next as we read this question. How do I handle this? I'm on vacation after working for 7 days a week over the last 4 months. I desperately needed the break. Then out of nowhere, I get an email with a subject line, employment status. I opened it and my stomach just drops. I've been terminated over email 1 week into my 2-week-long vacation. I immediately call my boss, hoping this is some mistake. Spoiler alert, it's not. She tells me this is some corporate way of getting the truth out of people. I wasn't hiding anything. She didn't believe me or bother investigating further before sending a random termination email while I'm on vacation. What are you talking about? Here's what started all of this. On Wednesday, October 9th, I covered a shift that wasn't mine. When I was leaving, I noticed I hadn't been clocked in. Oh my God. Normally, I'd text my coworker to fix it, but this time I used my company laptop to adjust it myself. The next day, my boss asked me how I made the edit. Uh-oh. All right, so this is getting interesting. Because at first, we were reading that it was just, they were on vacation. They worked 7 days a week for the past 6 months or 4 months or whatever. And then they just, they stumbled up, woke up in the morning. They saw an email that said, they woke up in the morning and it said,
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
But as we always know, there's his side or this person's side, the boss's side, and the truth that they're about to reveal in their question. All right. So it says, the next day, my boss asked me how I made the edit. I told her the truth. I did it. She asked more questions, but I didn't think I did anything wrong. I worked those hours, so I edited the time. I assumed if she had a real issue, we would have had a conversation in person, not just text. Fast forward 10 days. I'm across the country enjoying vacation, and she changes all of the company passwords. That freaked me out. Even before I saw the termination email. And that's how I found out via email. Fired. Wait, but if you're on vacation, all right. Mitch, Miss Freckles, Rod Brown, Bueller, anybody? If you are on vacation, why the hell are you trying to log into the company stuff, right? That's what I want to know. Why are you trying to log into the company stuff?
Congratulations. You played yourself.
You see, and that's why I'm talking about to you guys about interviews, right? When they be trying to say, oh, I'm just gonna finesse my way through the interview. I asked that follow-up question. If I ask you, how did you adjust it yourself? And you start by saying, I grew up in a middle-class family. I'm like, that's not what I asked you, bro. That's not what I asked you. That's great, but how did you do it? How did you do it? Right? So, that's how I found out via email. Panicking, I called her immediately. Thankfully, she answered. I was barely holding it together and basically begged, what's going on? Why did you fire me? She says that the way I edited the clock made her lose trust in me. Apparently, she thought I logged out of my account to log into someone else's. I explained that I had used both my phone and my company laptop, which had automatically logged me into my coworker's account, not my own, without realizing. All right, is anybody buying this now? Like, I mean, honestly, at this point, you should have just hit her with the.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
mean, come on. So, she apparently, all right, let's read that again, right? Let's read that again. Apparently, she thought I logged out of my account and logged into someone else's. I explained that I had used both my phone and my company laptop. So far I see my phone, my company laptop, which had automatically logged me into my coworker's account, not my own. How the hell do you... We haven't even got to the question. We haven't even got to the question yet. Oh my God. How the hell do you use your phone and your company laptop, but it automatically logs you into your coworker's account, huh? How does that happen? Oh my God. Without me even realizing it. Once I explained this, she seemed relieved. She even told me, it makes sense. I still want you to work for me for years to come. I thought it was resolved. Then 30 minutes later, she called me again. You see? The boss is not as fast as we are over here, because I saw this immediately. I'm like, all right, something's not up. How did that happen? This time, she said she talked to her husband, what? The co-owner, and he said he still wants me gone. He ain't playing no games. He saw it. Because he saw what I saw. He saw what your car saw. He saw what Alexa saw. He saw what Mitch saw. See? He saw what Miss Freckles saw. We're on to you. See? You can't put a fast one on us, right? She says there's nothing she can do and tells me I'll do great in life and offers to write me a recommendation. Cool, right? Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. I thought we were way past the kicker already. But wait, there's more. I've been working for about $15 an hour for the past 4 months, even though I was doing way more than my original front desk job. I took on the role of marketing, social media, and community outreach on top of front desk. No pay increase, nothing. They promised we'd discuss my salary after I got back from vacation, so I believed them. But I guess they never planned to have that conversation. What makes it even harder is that I've never been punished at this job, only praised. Well, never say never too early. It gave me false sense of appreciation, which is probably why I kept working for such a low rate. This whole thing has sent me spiraling into self-doubt and confusion. Well, maybe you shouldn't be logging into other people's computers, accounts on your computer. I was so wrapped up in their lives, nannying their neighbors' kids. What? I'm so lost here. How did I get onto this question? All right. Working at their friend's boutique, getting invited over for dinner, and they fired me over email while I was on vacation.
Bruh.
I just can't understand how people can treat someone like that. So that's it. You just wanted to rant. So, as your card says.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So, all right, let's rewind a bit, right? Let's rewind a bit. So, remember earlier about that whole being friends at work thing? Well, stop making friends. But here, on the bright side, they'll probably still want you to neighbor. You'll probably still be wanting to neighbor the nanny the neighbor's kids and work at the friend's boutique, especially now that you need a job. Being invited over for dinner. I mean, here, can we separate business and friendship? Maybe they caught you cheating. You know, they thought you were stealing from them, logging into a coworker's account from your personal computer. But they might think you're a really good person and still want you over for dinner. You know, it's possible. Your car's going dark. Your car's going dark. But here's the thing, right? You are, in your hurt feelings, you are missing something that is a great opportunity for you, right? Outside of you like whole stealing from your friends and boss, and the husband's like, no, we don't want you here, like, you know. But if you really did, go beyond your role of marketing, social media, and community outreach, right? That means they just gave you the opportunity to build tons and tons and tons of experience. Don't miss that part. Now, as far as your character, that's a whole nother story. But don't miss the part where you got the opportunity to learn marketing, to learn social media, to do community outreach. All those things can go on your resume. All those things you got experience in now. So don't miss that part. Don't miss that part. And I don't know what company they're doing. Maybe they couldn't afford to pay you much. And the way that you seem to like volunteer to do all this extra stuff, you know, you definitely did.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But as somebody who's making $15 an hour, I think that even when your pay is low, you better see all the other opportunities that's available. I'll give you this example, right? I know that people will talk about the pay of what people at Walmart make, working at McDonald's make, but I think so many people focus on the hourly pay that's immediately in front of somebody who is doing a job that anybody in high school, even middle school could do. We just focus on that number. It's like, oh, you know, how can you raise a family on Walmart pay? Well, it wasn't created for like McDonald's pay wasn't created for raising a family, right? But don't they have like the McDonald's University, and doesn't Walmart help you pay for different educational stuff? How come we never talk about those type of benefits that these companies, and this sounds like, and this company sounds like no Walmart or McDonald's. It sounds like a small mom and pop shop, a family owned business, which you got to actually build experience in a vast amount of different domains. And that could help you level up. If of course, you weren't cheating the system. If you weren't logging into your coworker's account from your laptop. I mean, you started off sounding out like really, you know, sad story, but then at the end of the day, we don't believe you. We don't believe you, right?
Do not come.
So, I don't know what to tell you. Other than
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But in the meantime, get your resume right. Get that letter of recommendation. Start to take some additional courses on, marketing, social media, whatever. Maybe you can still nanny the neighbor's kids because this probably doesn't involve clocking in and clocking out. Working at the friend's boutique, maybe you don't get anybody else, right? But we got a call coming in. Let me wrap this question up real quick, and I'm going to answer the call real quick. Let's wrap that one up. All right, let's answer this call real quick. I got my guy Rod Brown calling in. Where's my? Let's see. What's up, Rod Brown? Can you hear me? Say something. Let me see. Hold on. Why can't I hear Rod Brown? Give me. Oh, what? Let me see. Okay, got it. Say something.
What's going on, man?
What's up? What's good? What's good? You want to be on camera?
How you doing?
I'm good. You got a nice setup over there.
Yeah, I can be on camera.
Okay. We got Rod Brown in the building. All right, let me see. I've never put somebody on camera before. Let me figure this out real quick. Let me see. Where is? There we go. Let's try that real quick. And we're gonna go to boom. Look at that. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. Nice to see you in person.
Yeah, same to you. Same to you. Listen, first off, I just want to come on here and just shout out to you. Appreciate for everything that you're doing for this community and building this technical community of us tech nerds around here. Even though I am the tech daddy, but I just wanted to come on here and give a shout out to you. But I had an interesting question to ask you, just for just to add some content before you end the show. So you've been doing you and your car. Shout out to both of y'all for doing agile methodology training within the Back Chasers Discord. But my question to you is, say for instance, you work for a company or a particular department within your company that doesn't have agile. How do you, as a particular person, help your particular area implement agile methodology or a new technology that could potentially help your department grow bigger?
So, all right, let's just put it like this: that what are they currently using? Is it like just waterfall method or something?
I would just say, yeah, let's just, this is just hypothetical. Let's just say they're using the waterfall methodology. They're using something that isn't allowing them to hit particular benchmarks. It's just jobs come in, they take care of jobs, this, that, and the third, a new project they happen to work on. They just work on the project. It maybe has some timelines, but it's not really like on a, stand up here, stand up there, or, working on particular Kanban boards.
I would always start with talking with who's in charge of the department and ask for metrics and ask for goals. Like, all right, what is it that we're trying to accomplish? Are we just working like what comes in and we spit it out and we don't look at any like numbers? What are we trying to target? And see, because I think having those metrics is the baseline, is the foundation. And then once we have now that we have what we want to hit, what are we actually doing? And now we start looking for, okay, what is going to be the best way to hit it? Because sometimes, like, depending on how you work, Kanban might be better than using Scrum, So figuring out what is it that we're trying to accomplish. And then one of the toughest things is change, getting people to buy into the change. But that's what it takes to to sell it and to say, and when you're introducing it, you have to introduce it in like very small pieces. That's going to be that's going to show them the value. Like, at the end of the day, you got to show the value in whatever it is that you're trying to do, Sure. Because especially in engineering, like, we are so resistant to change. And like when it comes to like a new framework, a new language, we're like, oh, I don't know. So that would be like my approach to it. And always like do it first so you can demo it and you can show the benefits. So let's say, for instance, you have a team of like 5 people, right? And for this example, they're using waterfall, and you can see all the inefficiencies, and people know the inefficiencies, right? So what I would do is, okay, I'm going to find a way for me to work in this new framework on my own, so that, and I can show the benefits of it that way. And like, this is what I was able to accomplish. These are my metrics. And that way, and then I create a presentation for the team where I can show it to them of like how I've been using it, what's been happening. And like try to get buy-in, answer questions, try to support it as much as possible. Like, you got to be able to defend your thesis, right? And that's how I would approach it, to get buy-in on that. Just like with anything else you try to sell them.
Okay, understandable. And you would say like the inefficiencies would be or one of the inefficiencies as an example would be not being able to meet particular benchmarks or not reaching particular goals in a particular time. If you're working on a particular larger project, you're not hitting those micro goals or those incremental goals within the particular time period.
There's that, but like and me coming from a QA background, there's also the cost of a defect as well. Like let's say there's something that we didn't catch because we didn't have a way to discuss beforehand, like the different risks and stuff like that, things that I'll be looking for, things that the developer is going to be looking for, what the acceptance criteria is. Like we just have a list of requirements, but it's like there's no discussion about it. So highlighting those as well, like these are the benefits if we were to work in this format versus working in the way that we currently work now. And then not being afraid to do test runs, let's say, all right, let's try this and let's put this into place to see how do we feel about it. Let's talk about it. How can we work through it? What's the industry standard, right? 90% of companies are doing it this way. Why are we still doing it an outdated way? All that type of stuff. It takes time, but you gotta pioneer the way a lot of times to for people to see it.
Understood. Yeah, I'd asked that question. I just wanted to get your thought process on it because
definitely.
I've spoken to a lot of departments with me being a front end developer, working with a lot of different areas and different companies. A lot of people really don't use Agile, and to me, I find that weird in a sense because I think Agile is great. I think that particular methodology is great, and people can use whatever they want to use. But at the same time, I just think that's better for reaching goals and working on major projects, such as like for me, I work mainly on website redesigns or website implementations and also project implementations. So if we don't reach those particular incremental goals, like people just trying to do the overall big swing versus working on like the micro things, I just find it weird. So I always just wanted to understand, like, if I were going into a department that never had it, how would I implement it? And
I would also lean on the speed of the feedback that you get from Agile, where like you're doing incremental deliveries, and then talk about like the sprint reviews that you're having. Like, let's say you're doing the 2-week sprints, right? So we're gonna be every 2 weeks we're gonna be reviewing what we've delivered, so that we can get feedback from the stakeholders. So that way you don't have to wait 3, 4, 5 months to see that you don't like it. You can let us know at this little bit of work that we did, you have some feedback, you have some changes that we can make adjustments to. We're building it based off to your liking, to your needs, and not what we think your needs are. And then 6 months down the road, oh no, we got to start all over from the beginning. And to me, that's one of the major downfalls of the alternative way.
Okay, good. I appreciate your insight on that. Like I said, I wanted to, probably be one of the first ones on camera just to, shout you out and also,
appreciate it, man. Now I get to talk to you.
So.
Call anytime, man. Call anytime. Appreciate it a lot.
Anytime. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat except for Mitch. Nobody likes him. He's gonna fight me. I get it.
I appreciate it, man. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Hey, see y'all, man.
And that was my guy, Rod Brown, aka Mr. Tech Daddy, in the house. Let's see. All right, let's go to the chat. I missed the chat. Let's go to the chat. And then we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much to my guy, Rod Brown, calling in.
I appreciate you.
And we got your car in the building as well. Your car. Sorry, where? All right. So your car came in with a salute to everyone. What's up, your car? How are you doing? Hopefully you're having an amazing, amazing day. Emailed by the Terminator, Albert Bach. Let's see. Which is, sounds like something you would do. Log in while you are on vacation. No, but I do have my Slack just in case there's an emergency. But I'm not like log. I remember when I was on vacation from work over the summer, I did not log into my computer, not once. I didn't even open it because I have like, you know why, Mitch? Because I have other stuff to do, right? Like hanging out with you guys. Ms. Freckle says, there's people like that at my workplace. Alexis, it is suspect, you know, especially when they're like, I just logged in with my phone and my computer into somebody else's account. What? How does that happen? Your car says, I'm not logging into on vacation. You know, that's right. It got crazy, right? Your car says, they were clocking in for each other and stacking the work. And Alexis, just go ahead and hold this L and move on. Your car said again.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Is he the bot? And the husband found out. Crazy, huh? Crazy. After hours, the car's back. And we got my guy in the building, Devin in the building. Unfortunately, you gotta treat your coworkers like the ops. It is what it is. It says we have women here in the car have That's hilarious. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You guys are hilarious. I might have to spin you for Saturday. Oh my goodness. You guys are too funny. Oh, so I'm not missing any. Your car's going on vacation. Oh my God. Yeah, that's so funny. Anyways, let's keep going. All right, let's let Mitch and your car fight on their own. Let's see. Better think of your car. It says, let's see. Let's see. All right. To Agile Training. Salute to Agile Training on Discord. There we go. Your car, let's stop Ralph. Sounds like they aren't waterfall. They just aren't executing the Agile process with the team structure. Mitch says, interesting. Wow. And Mitch says, that boy Ralph preaching. You know, I mean, I wasn't at First Baptist Church in Atlanta on Sunday, but you know, I do a little something. You ain't gonna catch me in Atlanta at First Baptist Church, but you'll catch me on the Tech Coach Ralph channel doing a little something, all right? Why y'all come at me? I don't even do it. That was a good one, though. You gotta admit, that was a good one. Says, that's interesting about the companies not using Agile. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. But I could see it. I could see it in some companies. But I don't know. It's just weird. Let's see. We got, I don't know what that says. Isaja, I got that. Okay, what's up? Would you say being a junior platform architect is a better starting job than IT hub? I would definitely say so. Junior platform architect. I think junior platform architect would be, let me see real quick. I definitely think that sounds better at least. Let me see. Architect. Designs and implements computer networks and ensures the online platform operates smoothly. Yep, definitely better than IT help desk. because with the IT help desk, you're just pretty much fielding people who are calling, putting in tickets that like they can't log into their computer, they can't connect to something, their email isn't working. But the platform architect, you are in charge of you're on the team that is in charge of building out the platform. So you're probably going to be working with cloud technologies, working with Docker, possibly Terraform, and even if you're not like too familiar with that.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
You're gonna start getting more exposure to those technologies that you could eventually get exposure to it with IT help desk, but it's gonna take a lot longer. While with the junior platform architect, you're around the people who are going to be using it, and they're going to be helping you and guiding you and mentoring you. And I think that's going to be the most valuable part to it. And it sounds like it pays more, but I could be wrong about that. But it sounds like it makes more. Great question, though. Great question. And shout out to you. I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you.
And I'll maybe next week I'll probably go into that answer a little bit more. I'll do some more research on it. But yeah, I think it'd definitely be a much better role. Just thinking about it off the top of my head. Rob Brown said, whenever I make demos to different companies, a lot of people are not using Agile. That's interesting. Let's see. The companies that I worked for, the past 3 companies that I worked for, they all used Agile. But maybe it's possible that smaller companies can't. Like, what size companies are you referring to, Rod Brown? Because it just depends at the end of the day. Let's see. Mitch says this guy loves Atlanta. My pleasure. And if you have any additional questions, any show that I'm on or any video that I have, you can drop a comment, post it in the live, and I always get back to you. But yeah, that's definitely a great question. I really appreciate it. All right. But with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. We are going to get out of here. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I appreciate Rod Brown for calling in. That was a great call, great conversation. Good to see you face to face, as always. As always, although it was the first time, but well, you know what I mean. On our way out, you guys know. I gotta ask you a question.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had an amazing time talking and hanging out with you guys. It was great. On your way out, do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, and check out techcoachraft.dev. Mitch, Chicago PD. I watched most of the first episode on Sunday night. I'm going to finish watching it tonight. I was like tired on Sunday. But I didn't know we're 4 episodes deep. So I definitely got to catch up. But I wasn't crazy about the first episode. It wasn't bad, but I wasn't crazy about it. I will say I miss Haley. I'm not too fond of the new person yet, but it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna catch up on Chicago PD tonight. Miss Freckles Ashley says, thank you. You are awesome. And oh man, don't ruin it for me, Mitch. They haven't been too good. Oh, man, it's gonna suck. Void time, you know it. And Chicago PD is my show. So with that being said, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go watch some Chicago PD. Yeah. So you guys know yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price because
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
the price of the brick is going up. But when in doubt, if I said anything that might have hurt your feelings tonight, remember,
I'm a knucklehead at times.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Yo, Coach Ralph, he's got the skills to show. Automated scripts running fast like a pro. From coding structures to security lines. Level up your game, leave the lag behind. In the lab, late night, watch the magic rise. Pipelines flowing clear, we reach for the skies. Tech Coach Ralph, got the codes, got the flows. Pipelines running slick, keep it clean as it goes. CI/CD, gotta keep it in sync. Push the button, watch it all link. Ayy. With every shift left, the confidence grows. Watch the test pass, that's how precision flows. Ralph's the mentor, guiding every move. Building up the passion, that's how we improve. Hands-on training, feel the rush. Getting things done in the tech crush. Tech Coach Ralph, got the codes, got the flows. Pipelines running slick, keep it clean as it goes. CI/CD, gotta keep it in sync. Push the button, watch it all link.